Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another RRWC match between zRune and Ebramehdi. This is a Group C match, and today I'm joined by In4Fun. How are you doing, In4Fun?
Hey, I'm excited for this, not just like the match, but the fact that you're in the final week of the group stage should be really nice.
Yeah, it's going to be really good, and yeah, we had a bit of a delay there because of some stream issues, but we're all good now, and we start really soon, thankfully, in about 30 seconds. And we're kicking off with Haven again, which, as I've been saying, it's been a really interesting map, this Roulette Rivals World Championship, of course. We had the record nearly broken twice. Once it was broken by Blunts, and we had a couple of close calls, even by Ebramehdi himself. So, yeah, if a good spin comes about, I'm sure people would be looking to still break that record, and I'm sure Blunt wants to see that record gone. We do have our first spin. Do you want to do the honors In4Fun?
Sure thing. We start with Tyson Williams, Starfish as a tech crew, Stephen Bradley, Loud Pistol as a chef, and Ludmila Vetrova, Folding Knife as the doctor.
Yeah, Doctor and Tech Crew. Sometimes the line Tech Crew not too bad, but Doctor is a bit out of the way and probably not the best disguise you'd want to see in a Haven spin if you're going for speed, but definitely doable.
The tech crew is the kind of interesting disguise because it's sort of allowed in the villa grounds, but not upstairs. So if you do the cinema ISO for Tyson, then you will find some difficulties, but then again, you can just jack him under the screen or just break the screen itself. I'm not sure if he started with a breacher, but the loader definitely allows for that.
Yeah, that would be nice to see the projector screen being broken. Definitely helps in a lot of spins. Because Tyson, getting him last can be a bit of an issue when you have a trespassing disguise. Because getting around is very tough. So I'm really curious to see what approach they take. zRune got in very fast as well. He's going to have about a 30-second lead by the looks of it.
Yeah, of course, some of that lead is the loading time, should it come to the first, both of them first trying this one, but yeah, zRune, it just the straightforward cinema ISO, and Ebra will do the same, even picking up the banana boat on the way, so not many diversions so far.
Yeah, don't think we're going to see anything crazy different from either of them, like you said. Definitely the loud pistol kill should be okay for both players, because Steven, luckily, his favourite ISO spot is in a bathroom with two doors separating him from the real world. And here we go, is zRune doing the projector screen. It's definitely good to see. That'll make that final kill a lot safer. Or probably the first kill, actually, if they get this tech crew now, which I would assume they will.
I believe the first restart of the match, that is quite an interesting situation there, because so you never know with the controller if Ebra was meant to turn on the thing there to lure in someone, because I could imagine that is some sort of intended solution for the tech crew, but in the end the Villa staff came in just a bit too early, and Ebra was still changing disguises and spotted him.
Yeah. Unfortunate there for Ebra. zRune is stuck on oh, never mind. Just as I announce it.
Yeah, I'm still stuck in there, but gonna give it a refresh to jump ahead to 145, 46.
Yeah, we're looking like we're in sync now. Yeah, it looks like he's planning on getting tech crew now. Which I think he may have mistaken. He's going for gas suit, right?
He could be changing disguises, he shouldn't, but the folding knife is in this cabinet, and you would do the same action on this guard
Of
just
course,
to open
yeah.
up the area.
Yeah, it's been such a long time since I've seen this folding knife grab, so yeah. Very nice from zRune. Getting that knife out of the way. Ebramehdi isn't far behind, of course. Yeah, that one restart with the sync, but he essentially just has to copy what zRune's done for the first minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Remember placing a banana there to KO the bodyguard and keeps green guns with that. Sort of the lockdown was beginning to happen, but before the door was opened, Ebra got the second KO down and nicely catching up to zRune, but of course still a minute and a half lead for the tie.
Yeah, for sure. That one rip is really going to cost Ebra in terms of having a chance of a photo finish window, even though he did have that long loading. All these cameras are always sometimes scary. You can get hunted in the odd time. We've seen people even from the grass get hunted. But,
it's a really unfortunate area.
yeah, for sure. And we're going to see zRune get this kill really quickly. You usually see this at the end of the spin, but nice to see it done straight away and deal with the other targets.
And this is the great conundrum of this kill. You are both non-trespassing, trespassing, and hostile in a very short amount of time, and zRune getting the kill, of course, will change into a Villa Garden. We leave this area for good. The longest, hardest kill is now out of the way.
Yeah, a lot of time has to be invested into that one. zRune leaving at 3.5 minutes, and still has Steven and Ludmilla to deal with. Does have the bowling knife, however, which is good advantage to have. And yeah, it seems like Ebra just moved on from Tyson's going to come back to him later, and instead is dealing with Ludmilla and Steven. Right now he's getting the chef for Steven's kill. He wants to make sure he hits that timing for a good seeker before he gets to the island.
Very important window there. It's usually 4:05. Sometimes for me it happens as long as 4:20 by the time Steven leaves this hut, so zRune won't be too late for this anyway and gets a very important seeker shot off.
So I'm going to give him a refresh because it seems to be dipping behind a lot for me and buffering. But looks good now, and yeah. That's Steven on the hook now. Ebra pretty much going to do the same thing that we just saw zRune doing. Hit a nice seeker shot. Should be safe here. Oh, just as he went to go for it.
Yeah, he could have stayed a few seconds there, but just very unlucky timing. Nice and consistent concealed spot for the seeker shot, so Ebra gets Steven in as well. The difference is now not just the timing difference, the 90 seconds, but of course zRune went for the first kill. Ebra leaves Tyson alive for a bit longer.
Yeah, you would think that zRune would have a bit of an advantage here now because of the fact he went for Tyson first. It's going to be a lot of backtracking for Ebra. I don't know if we saw the breacher used on the projector for Ebra, did we?
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't think we did see a breacher used from Ebra, so getting a tech corruptor is another problem he's going to have to deal with.
But of course, that's also possible to do at the end of the run, so it's hard to say either way. Ebra gets the Steven kill live, and that will be his advantage, and hopefully something that carries him further in this run. And I think both of them will go for the chef now.
And yeah, bonus points to Ebra for doing it live. Steven, you love a good pistol elimination.
The Steven kill done this early.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
that was unfortunate for zRune. I was about to say, did that door close? And it didn't, and then yeah, that's a big rip for zRune. He's going to be buying himself for that.
Yeah, and this is the story of this spin so far, because the fact that Ebra did the Steven kill so early, gets this favorable angle on Ludmilla, can use a pearl to stop her in her tracks, and we can see the breaching charge as well later in the run will be used. But Ebra gets the seeker shot, and once the question mark wears off, that will be a solid second isolation.
Yeah, very nice from Ebramehdi there. I do love that single distraction to keep them stationary because it's safety. It barely takes any time, and it's just so nice to see. I love when players have these little things to make it safe. And yeah, you don't have to worry about hitting a moving seeker shot because of it. Yeah, massive lead for him now. Does have to go all the way back to the villa for the kill, which if he doesn't have the breacher could be a bit annoying. But besides that, yeah, he's looking pretty good on time. So zRune has a lot of ground to catch up on if he does want to catch up.
Yep, Ebra will do this double KO first on the resort guard, looking for the hand washer, who I think is closing in on the area. I'm trying to check the minimap, but no, both are stationary outside, so looking good for him. And I think his next stop should be the doctor, because he is going to leave the hut in a couple of minutes.
And yeah, this is probably one of the least grab disguises, I think, almost in. Maybe scuba diver as well, but snorkel instructor even, not scuba diver. Yeah, you don't see this grab too often. When it is grabbed, it's such a deviation to like the normal feeling of Haven for some reason, because going to these huts is usually a last resort. If no pun intended, of course, with that.
Obviously. It's kind of its own mini game there with these two NPCs. It's never a free KO, but I think this is the one distraction that's needed, and Ebra is circling through. He went past the calmer. He went past the calmer again and ends off with the crowbar in the end. Still a safe silent KO to get his second disguise.
Very nice from Ebra there. Yeah, that's a tough disguise out of the way. That is an enforcer now, but does is aware of that, thankfully, and dodges them. And now they can get their kill onto Ludmilla. Did they grab the folding knife? I assume they did as well.
Ebra, in fact, did nothing. But, okay, but I think you might be right here. But the fact that he got the kill at the 3-minute mark, oh, it is hard for me to speculate. But he's going for Ludmilla with high confidence. I was gonna say that he didn't get the folding knife,
I
and yeah,
didn't.
he's just changing this guy.
Yeah, because we definitely missed it in that. So I remember zRune grabbing it and asking about the gas 2 ordeal, but yeah, I didn't remember Ebra getting it because he went for the other 2 targets so quickly. So he does have to go get Tyson, get the starfish kill, get the folding knife on the way out, get that kill in the bathroom, and he can exit by the boat. But zRune, honestly, with that lack of running and catching up to everything, it actually gives him like a favourable chance to catch up a little bit. Because he only has to go to Stephen and Ludmilla after this. Of course, he has to grab Doctor, but yeah, it actually could line up a little bit nicer than we expect. And I think somebody pointed out Ebra actually does have a breacher in his inventory, so he can get through the projector screen.
Yeah, that will be a very important time save for Ebra because his lead of little more than 4 minutes will start to melt. The fact that Ebra has still so much to do just almost puts zRune back in the game, but the difference is just too high. I think it's still Ebra's to lose.
Yeah, I think so as well. There's a few calmers as well to make this folding knife a bit easier.
Ebra going down here in the hostile disguise.
Yeah. Very scary
I wonder
stuff
if
here.
that's seen or not. There should be a thick wall with no holes in it. And the second chunk will be used on the lug guard.
Right in his eye. That's insult to injury. That was unnecessary.
That's hurt. And I think he was the only one who see the body, so no one else should investigate the red hat.
Yeah, I love that name for them redheads. It's actually so good. Yeah, that's a good folding knife grab from Ebra. Pretty safe, to be fair.
Yeah, now I understand why he didn't want to use one on the doctor, despite seeing him scroll through the weapon twice. Wanted to use 2 for this.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. It just gets better.
Yeah, the patience from Ebra was important there. I didn't even know what to. One, why he was planning on knocking him out when he was inside of that, but he did wait it out. Thank God, because that would have been very messy.
That's a lose-lose situation. I don't think the way he was still twitching left and right, like the fact that there was no silent attack either just makes it so hard.
Well, that throw was scary. I thought that guard may have caught the arc of the throw, but yeah, good point as well. There was a chance he could have got stuck in that geometry and actually got an NTK if he, in a way. Oh, and Steven got the target lockdown as we were looking away just there.
Oh, good. See, this is the angle which, not even the first time this tourney that caused troubles. At least this is not a restart so far, but zRune will be losing several minutes to this one. And yeah, Ebra has the free trip to Ludmilla, and the exit is a few seconds from her. So
Yeah,
with or without the restart, Ebra has this.
yeah. Unfortunately, Zirin ended up getting all the way back and ended up ripping in the exact same location he did before, just on different circumstances, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it's looking really good for Ebra right now. Just one kill left to do. It's not even loud, and the disguise is in the bathroom, and the knife is in his inventory. So looking pretty good, and of course that nice little exit right next to him.
Solid job by Ebra. There was one restart, which I think looking back at it, we didn't see the details of it, but could even be described as something for a controller moment. But Ebra gets one last close call there.
That was crazy close. Oh, yeah, that was scary. There was actually like moments between him getting spotted there. Like, not him spotted, but the body's getting spotted. That was really close for Ebra. I'm sure that gate made his heart like skip a beat, but yeah, he got out. So GG's to Ebra there. Unfortunate for zRune.
I'm trying for the NPC to see her sometimes, just to see how far she can go, and I don't really get a body found, but it's still such a close goal and scary moment 11 minutes into the run. But Ebra gets out and takes the first map.
Yeah, taking his opponent's map, which is a good way to start off. And we're moving on to Ebra's one now, Colorado, which is quite an intense map in terms of how much you got to do and all the timings. And yeah, it's a fun one. You got to keep track of a lot of things, otherwise you're gonna miss a few cycles, and that's gonna add up. A lot less generous than a lot of the other maps.
Yeah, it can be something that is really straightforward and ends in 7, 8, or 9 minutes, but so far, and most of the time, it's just at least one kill, which causes troubles late in the run, and if people can rip to it, then they will rip to it in the pressure. But good start for Ebra, taking his zRune's map pick, and now it's his own. Not going to go into too many details, but these are two people who are very likely to advance, if not going to be confirmed to advance in the next few days. But positions, of course, matter, and Ebra is trying to catch Blythe in Group C, who is so far leading. So it's a great battle, not just for advancing, but to win the group, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Both amazing players, both really well known in the community. I think Ebramehdi being a newer player compared to zRune, but Ebramehdi's made such a name for himself already, whether it's been the community events or just highlight worthy clips and just playing amazingly. But yeah, two amazing players, and it's so fun to see them against each other. Like you said, both probably looking pretty good to advance, but again, all the groups are so up in the air. A couple of bad games could be the difference. And I'm almost tempted to check. We can check, because why not?
We have the time.
We have 2.5 minutes. See how they're looking in terms of all of their matches right now before we get to Colorado. But this Group C, and yeah, look at that. Ebramehdi and zRune. Look at that jump between them, though. Of course, zRune has a game in hand, but 8 points between Ebramehdi and zRune. Even though it's one game, Ebramehdi technically, even if zRune had a perfect game, it'd still be 3 points behind Ebra. So, yeah, what a great moments from Ebra so far with 5 wins, no losses or ties either.
And especially even better if you consider the points on offer and the Genaham forfeit, which is a 0-0 win for everyone in challenge, which means that Blythe and Ebra got 22 and 21 points respectively from a maximum of 24. So it's one map lost for each, and Ebra with one more tie earlier on.
Yeah, just amazing. Yeah, looking pretty good. And of course, bit of a jump between 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. But it's just one good game between them. But yeah, Zero and Ebra looking pretty comfy. And I'm sure, if we saw a sweep from Ebra here, he'd nearly be mathematically in. But of course, there's a few more games left to do. So we can't probably fully say. But yeah, looking really good for both of them. So this is just for bragging rights, it almost seems like.
And of course, the all-important second draw for the bracket for the knockout stage, which I don't think there is confirmation, but the group stage will end on Sunday, right? So either very late on Sunday or sometime on Monday, we will know the exact bracket placements. And for that, it's important to know who advanced in each position.
Yeah, really looking forward to that, to see more so the players that, like the greats that are put into these groups with amazing players, and the fact that only 4 can never make it out. There's some groups with like insane names, and I'm just really curious to see who steals that 4th and 5th position from other people. There's going to be some big people going home. It sucks, but people who played amazing, just some good rookies have taken some of those spots. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, it was always going to be brutal, but then we have seen how some of the rookies perform. It's just an even bigger competition to make it to the final 32, and of course every round beyond that will be quite the battle for the next 4 weeks. But yeah, for now we have a battle in Colorado, and your spin is Heroes.
Yeah, and we start off with some Sean Rose explosive weapon suit. Then it'd be great sniper rifle as the hacker, Ezra Berg falling object as the malicious soldier, and Maya Parvati electrocution as the explosive specialist. So we do have a suit spin on our hands.
A little bit of everything. No less than 2 accidents, the silent remote kill for Sean, and the mandatory agency pickup or briefcase item as the sniper. Yeah, four not so free kills, but chained together will be something to see.
Yeah, I feel we don't see Maya Parvati electrocution often enough. That's a target you wouldn't see electrocution done too many times. Of course, he's allowed, but yeah, we're just so used to our generator lowers and our consume poison or hay bales that I sometimes forget about that whole EMP deal that we might see them take on. And there is a lot of items in the spin, to be quite honest. The sniper, the electrocution. I'm sure there's a way of doing electrocution without an item, but it's beyond me if there is.
I think that's a good question. I think the car batteries came up in season 2, so I don't think there is a single item to make it happen.
Yeah,
Or any, it could be like a wire that you can expose, but you would need like the whole red bar mission story to get her moving in a place. Realistically, it's just going to be the EMP.
yeah, exactly. Chat just asking there. Definitely the EMP in the puddle. Safest way, literally get her to walk in it for free. It's a bit time based, so they got to keep their eyes on that. Everything else, so really isn't, because they're all non-live kills. I think Ezra probably being the most annoying out of this. People obviously don't like dragging a dead body through a house. There's how many eyes there's around. Great point from Fro. Just put a taser in Maya's mailbox if you want to get your electrocution kill.
It's the alternative reality when she survived freedom fighters and settles down in Littleton Creek anyway. But sadly for her, it will be some other electrocution kill and a restart for Ebra after, well, just missing the briefcase lock on thrones. Always frustrating, but at least it happened in 15 seconds.
Yeah, very good point. For Sean, I'm expecting we're not going to see anybody waiting for him to get back to the house because of the fact they can't catch him with the suit start. So we're probably just going to see a breacher as a pillow under his head over in the explosives shed, which can be done remotely, of course, just before exit as well, because it's not a allowed one.
Luckily, it makes the spin so much easier that there is one fewer targets. You have to KO and jag around in the main house and looking for the hackers. So players will be appreciating that. And of course, you don't need to be in the suit to get the isolation done on Sean.
Point. Also, what is this from zRune?
I didn't see how it happened exactly. I was going to say that it's just the manual lure. You
Yeah,
can interact with the panels, but it's the other side. I think it's just going.
I think
It's
he
just a
turned
double.
on the vacuum, got the guard to investigate. The hacker walked in, he item lured him into the room and just knocked him out, which is interesting approach. Probably faster because you don't want to wait for the whole investigation stand. He gets the first kill in the first 2 minutes, which is really nice for zRune to have that worry out of the way.
Clever use of the timing, because zRune, of course, not really interested in the early timing for Maya. At least as far as the puddle is concerned, you couldn't make it to the explosive specialist by the 205 mark, but if he triggers this conversation, that should delay her enough so that zRune can get the explosive specialist disguise in time. Well, it would be big for this spin.
Yeah, that's a big time mark you don't want to miss now for zRune. Yeah, Ebramehdi pretty much in the same spot. Did obviously not get as much things dealt with. And oh, look at that timing for zRune. She's walking away. That's going to be really tough.
Conversation wasn't long enough, sadly, so at this point it is realistically a second cycle, but meanwhile Sean is here, which is quite important for this actually, because Sean can spot this body. I got a buffer at the perfect timing.
Me too, yeah, so I'll give it a refresh so we can get back in speed, because I'm not sure how close it was. Looks like he did get it though.
Sean didn't spot the body, and I think zRune will use this opportunity as a backup and get the Sean isolation and perhaps the whole Ezra kill.
Yeah, you would like to hope so, and Meanwhile, Ebramehdi did make the timing and triggered that convo just for long enough that the EMP is down, and hopefully should get spotted any moment now. Going to be a lot of bumping here, and I would be worried about an enforcer being created from all of this, because it's going to take a while.
Yep, and they are moving towards the puddle. They shouldn't really see, and Maya is close enough now, so there's no need to bump them even more. Detonates, and hopefully no hostile shenanigans, and gets the Maya kill.
Yeah, very nice Faber. That's, although he's behind in time, getting that kill out of the way is really good to have. Now it comes down to whether zRune can speed up everything else while he's waiting for that next cycle.
The double Trank caused some gunshot hurt problem, but it's only on second Trank the body, so zRune gets the Ezra disguise, and so with all this, I think zRune's next cycle would be around the 6 to 7 minute mark. If he's quick enough, then I think he can do the whole Ezra falling object and come back here.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit tough for zRune, especially if he doesn't know the timing for that electrocution. He might be a bit cautious in terms of running too far away, or have to see though. But yeah, Ebra has the kill set up for Sean now. Well, Breacher in hand, ready to detonate. Probably see that near the end. Won't alert anybody.
Yeah, luckily this can be done at any point, and well, with Ebra leaving West Bridge, I would assume, because Penelope and Ezra are still nearby. Might actually be at the very end, but doesn't really matter. Ebra changes into Militia Soldier and starts his falling object adventure.
Yeah, looking really good right now. And to be honest, he can get the soldier kill. He can probably get the Penelope kill when he's there, and he can get the Sean kill back in the house. So I don't think he actually has much of a reason to leave this house anymore.
No, not at all. I think that's what makes his position very comfortable, as zRune is dragging Ezra under, and I think, oh, that guard spotted the briefcase, and we'll be returning to this room.
Whew.
Amazing patient by zRune to just not try to get the kill in time.
Wow, yeah. To be honest, zRune could clutch this up, to be honest. I was a bit worried he'd have a lot of trouble catching the cycle for Maya, but it should be really soon. And if he can get there in time, which I think he will, it really comes down to now if Ebra can get all these disguises sorted.
Yeah, it's wherever the specialist was left, and I think that was the place for the soldier, so it is a straight run to near the puddle. I think we could just barely see it on instinct. I think, yeah, Maya is coming now. I don't think he can make it for the first time. The second time it could work, but will it be too late? This is going to be really close.
Oh, and Ebra gets that falling object kill as well, so he has 2 kills left, but he does have the suit kill, which the suit is right next to him, and he just needs a hacker. Wait, am I mistaken? No, okay, it is correct, yeah. I saw a body out in the distance, still, yeah. And I was thinking, wait, does he somebody else? But of course, that's Sean, so he's 1 kill left as well. This is getting very close.
Yeah, and it just really comes down to how quick Ebra will be the hacker grab, as zRune is looking for a different puddle, which doesn't look the same way as the ones that are most often used. Hopefully it's an actual puddle.
It doesn't have any depth to it, which usually is the deciding factor. Those ones outside the barn do. But it might work. I might maybe just eating my words, but this would be an awful way for zRune to lose it. And there we go. Yeah, that's not an electrocution puddle. Oh, and you can see the bit of annoyance in zRune there. That EMP is not going to be there. And he's going to be very upset when he sees that it's gone.
Yep, it's not only a non-killing puddle, but you can't get the EMP back, which means I think it's virtually run over, but I can just really check out heat maps.
Yeah, I don't think there's any car batteries. Yeah, there may be a wire, but yeah, that's super unfortunate. Even if that fire barrel by the thing, and yeah, that's a restart from zRune. And we see the hacker grab from Ebra now, and he just needs to snipe a dead body. Well, not dead body. KO'd body. With the purpose. And he will be taking the second map. And yeah, good points building. I do think it would have been pretty in zRUNE's favor for that. But he's done now. He's out of the house and he's already going to the exit. I don't think he has to worry about any cameras here, and we get the finish from him as well.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just over 10 minutes until, or since we started, and it's finished already. And I think zRUNE would have made it really close. I'm not sure whose direction it would have gone.
Just laughing at Ebramehdi's hitman name. It's a unique one. All right.
I'm not sure how many know about this story, but Ebra has its own troubles. I'm not exactly sure with which part, because he used to be the person with the television screen, but
yeah.
he ended up locking himself out of his main account, and this is Phenium's alt account.
Oh.
This name, which has been used during one of the speedrun competitions, and that is why it might be familiar for some veterans. But yeah, very funny and
props to Phenium for
successful.
that. And we're moving
go there. Arguably more successful than the main account of Phenium, sadly.
Yeah, I don't know what Phenium is, but he sounds like a nice guy, regardless. Yeah, we're moving to Sapienza now. The lovely shores, which are never explored during spins.
That's quite true, and I don't know what spins you can get to have a exception there. I probably like the red plumber to actually get to the harbor area.
Exactly. Whenever someone is like exploding that wall to get out of the lab to go back and get disguised like second cycle or something, we usually see him going across the beach, or when they're staying red plumber or priest, I suppose.
But there's no denying that the mansion is very nice, and we do know a lot about it. Probably we'll know a bit more after this spin as well.
Yeah, Ebra could be absolutely running away with it after this win, and does actually put zRUNE in a bit of a hot seat. If Ebra takes this match, he actually gets a bit more likely he has to fight really hard for his spot, because those other contestants in his group don't have as many games played. That's why their points are a little bit lower. He definitely has to fight a little bit for these last 2-3 matches. Ebra technically is undefeated colored lonely in terms of winning a match, but he has tied a map and lost a map throughout his 5 matches so far.
But it is still just such an impressive group stage, which will now officially continue with the knockout stage. Even if he loses this map, there's no way that 4 other people will beat Ebra. This is, of course, a smaller group after the forfeit, so 7 players enter, 4 advance, but still very impressive group stage so far.
Yeah, amazing so far. Yeah, zRUNE would definitely want to get this one just for the nice 2 points. But Ebra's looking pretty good right now. But we have seen some really unlucky rips from zRUNE today, to be fair. But Ebra is just playing so, I wouldn't even say safe, just smart. Like, it hasn't been a moment where Ebra has been too I've never been too scared that something would go wrong for him. And he does have longer IGTs than zRUNE, but the difference is he's making it out first, and that's literally all that matters. It's been super impressive from him past 2 maps.
Yeah, zRUNE is definitely one of the faster, if not the fastest players, but tends to rip. And I mean, it's culturally something that we can really blame on Rune, the fact that the electrocution puddle didn't work. Now he will remember as well, and this is their first year in roulette, so they will, of course, remember all of these things and won't do the same thing next time, which is what you can really hope for.
Exactly. You need these things to happen to you. You need to lose. You need to have one little mistake, because you don't realize how important a little detail is until it something like missing just a simple electrocution can pretty much lose you the map. So it would have been very close if zRUNE had gotten that electrocution. Would have loved to see how close it would have got. But yeah. Our final spin is coming up for Sapienza, and of course you can take this one in for fun. Finish us off.
Thank you. Curious to see if zRune can finish off a spin first try, because definitely he was really quick so far today. So it's all to play for Insta Pienza. Silvio Caruso, Kitchen Knife as the Butler. Francesco De Santis, SMG as Roberto Vargas.
Pretty like centralized spin, right?
Yep, double unique, but also double mention this guy. So it's not something where we have to start outside, and the 230 friendly timing is something to perhaps even try to avoid, because yeah, it can get speedy, as Mandy says.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued with the Vargas grab here. If we see just a quick seeker on him, get him inside, and just go up and yeah, you could definitely, if you can get Franny quickly with Roberto, that would be really nice to see. But Ebra's in already.
I wish the phone call was actually quicker, but I think the whole thing with a phone call and waiting for Francesco would just take so much time. But as gardener, I think it should be still easy enough to get Roberto, and then just rush Francesca wherever she's on the cycle, just shank and kill, ideally.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we might see a detective lore as well, but wouldn't speed this up too much. Would bring Franny down to you, and you could deal with getting the Butler and Vargas a bit quicker. But looks like Ebra's going for the Gardener's Tower, and his game does not want to cooperate. I do hope it resolves for him, because that's agonizing. You never want to lose to the game.
Both of them with the buffers so far this match, and the 2-minute delay was because of zRune's internet not working, and Ebra is back now, and oh, it's such a not nice setback, but in the end I think he can go for Vargas.
Yeah, look at that, so quick as well with the Emetic. And honestly, with the speed he's going at, he could definitely get Vargas head up and get the kill. Has SMG in his hand as well.
Yeah, the kill methods are really easy to get, and I think he's using this time to get the kitchen knife as well. He should be just passing inside, but only the 2 assistants, so they are not a problem. And also the hidden stash is in here, which is probably a chunk. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice there. Didn't grab a kitchen knife, if I'm not mistaken there. Might be just
No,
getting
not
it later
yet.
on.
It could be. It would have been just so much better to get it now, but we see how it works. zRune starts with Butler grab, and it's uncharacteristic to zRune to wait 2 minutes to load in, but I think he just wanted to make sure to get this grab right, and he starts with this one, probably his biggest fear.
Oh, luckily Ebra subdues Vargas, because he can go flying off that cliff if you get a bad day.
I think that also happened this tournament before, just such an unlucky way to restart, but Ebra won't, and I mean 30 this time, so unless he wants to wait 45-ish seconds, he should be seeing some quick Francesca isolation.
Yeah, and oh, very nice Emetic throw there for zRune. Will be interesting to see him get first cycle, not first cycle Franny, the 230 cycle for Franny. Vargas will take a minute or two just to walk over, and you gotta get up there, but it should be okay. But yeah, Eber looking really comfortable right now. The only difference is he doesn't have the Butler, but he is up here for Franny, and a very good timing.
This also feels like so close, and I think zRune is optimizing this better. The fact that he has both disguises, and it is now 147, 155 by the time he gets the disguise, this is more than enough time to get back to Franny, with the advantage of having the Butler, of course.
Yeah, it's a good point. Ebra did try to speed that up a tiny bit, but I don't think it actually helped much. He did a double crowbar to the ceiling to get both guards to go to the roof, but does end up nearly leaving at the same time. So yeah, we'll have to see how quickly he can get this isolation onto Silvio and get the Butler.
By gestures, I feel like he wanted to speed this part up a bit more. Maybe I'm just
Yeah, I did see that little
seeing things.
wobble.
Yeah.
The universal language of speedrunners.
Quite right. He gets the isolation, and zRune gets the kill. same in-game time after all, but there is the difference of 30 seconds in real time. But zRune has the disguise advantage, and I don't think Ebra can get this disguise right this quick unless it was talked about in the RR chat before that there is a possibility to just change the butler on the spot, but it's not easy and not always work.
Yeah, it's really... Oh, zRune accidentally hitting finished? I'm sure that was going to be declined by an admin unless his stream is insanely behind.
There is no ways. It actually starts 6 past.
Oh my god.
Hour.
He is pretty far ahead. Once I gave him a refresh, oh my. But he did just grab the butler and get that kill, which he already had ready. I'm not sure what happened with his stream there.
This is where it comes down to when I mentioned it's unlike Rune to not play for 2 minutes. And I thought it would just be to look up at this guy's grab, but we were looking at the loadout screen without any frames moving for at least 90 seconds. So I think the chance is there.
Yeah.
Quite a finish, but he will win this one. Doesn't matter if it happened now or 60 seconds ago. Just quite funny circumstances.
Yeah, exactly. It just must have been a lucky circumstance that we were looking at the same frame for the loading screen. It just looked like he was stationary for a while. But yeah, of course, if needed to be verified, an admin could see that the VOD is probably fine anyway. Just on our end, it looked pretty suspicious, but that's to no blame of zRune. Just some Twitch embed buffering as always. When isn't it always throwing some problems at us?
Yeah, but I don't think like any way we slice it, 47 seconds will pass, even if Ebra had the green guns, but those are yellow and it's still a minute away, and 4 minutes flat, zRune does finish this on first try and takes Sapienza, but the match is Ebra's.
Yeah, GG Ebra keeping his... Now that I think Ebra, he's played... Since one player is gone, was he a dropout or was he eliminated? I think it was a dropout, right?
Dropout.
Janawam, right? So that was the last match for Ebramehdi, right? Because he had 6 opponents. Because there was only 7 total, I think.
He goes from 5 to 6, but that includes the forfeit. So Ebra still has one more game to go, and it will be against Blythe, probably to decide who wins the group. Going to be a really big one. And as for Rune, I think with these points, his top 4 position won't be danger, and has an enormous gap to Rommel, Rocky, and Goulet, let alone Exotic. So I think he's looking good for 3rd place. Still, of course, 6 days to go.
Yeah, exactly. They're looking really good. Ebra, of course, running away with it with his 6 wins now. And yeah, Steven just had to put in a couple of more games to make sure he's safe, but still looking pretty good. And Ebra is just on a tear, really. We can check what that does to our brackets now. Hopefully I gave enough time to be updated. Let's see, and yeah, look at that. Ebramehdi mathematically already true. Probably because, yeah, players like Rocky, even if they won 3 more games, they would only have, what, 8, 16, 24, 20, wait, no, 6, 12, 18, 23. So yeah, Rocky could only get a maximum of 23 now. And since everybody below him also the same amount of matches played, those 3 players can't steal a first place spot. So Ebramehdi can literally never go beneath 4th now, which is looking pretty good. And then Blight as well, you would assume, but that same logic, if he at least gets 3 points in this next match, he will also be mathematically in. And then it'll be a fight between zRune, Rommel, Rocky Goulet, and Exotic. Of course, zRune and Rommel. I wouldn't even say Rommel. Rommel as well does have a match extra played over Rocky and Goulet. And he only has 1 point more. So it's Rommel has put in a bit of a fight to make sure he stays in. But it's looking really close.
As things stand, I think the top 3 be likely advance as they are, with Blythe a great case to overtake Ebramehdi, but we'll see, of course. We'll see when that match happens, and then Rommel, Rocky, Goulet, Exotic. any one of them could advance, and I'm pretty sure they will play each other in some combinations, so those will be important to see as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all these final few matches coming up. And I guess we can check what matches are also coming up today. I don't think there's many, and it might even just be my own game. Oh, there's another match at the same time. Oh, a few got scheduled. That's good. There's way more than I thought. So you've Mickler's, Ashton and myself playing at 8 o'clock CET, no longer CEST. We're playing Scale in New York. We have Mickler's and Astory. They're playing Marrakesh and Scale. They're playing at the same time as the previous match. DK, Punk, and Pinor. They're playing New York and Sapienza. That's also 9:15 CET. Blide and Rommel, which will be an important match as we just discussed. That's going to be on at 9:30, 50 minutes after the GK and Pinor game. Rocky and zRune, just another Group C game. That's happening tomorrow, 3 o'clock CET. Pinor and Ashton, they're playing Wednesday, 6 o'clock CET. And yourself, In4Fun, and Frivolous playing at 7 o'clock CET on Wednesday. And is that your last game, or do you have one more after that? Or a few?
Play on Saturday as well, so it's my 6th match of 7.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, a lot of people.
One, so
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Exciting.
Yeah, can't wait. Definitely gotta win that one, get that top spot. Me and GK fighting for it, as GK I'm sure is aware. GK has 2 games left to play as well, so that's what my eyes are on for the next couple of days at least. But yeah, I just want to say thanks to yourself In4Fun for co-casting, as always.
Always glad to be here. Thanks for inviting.
Thanks for Fro as well for handling this match. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching, really. Not much more to say. And GG's to the players. Amazing from Ebra there, I have to say. And keeping the 100% win ratio up so cleanly and just playing so well. And yeah, I'm intrigued to see what the rest of the group looks like, this Group C, because it's going to be a big fight. It's going to be interesting for sure. And I will check if anybody... That was very loud. I don't know if that went through the Twitch audio, but I'll check if anybody's online. Hitman related. I think anybody I know is, unless anybody else knows of somebody. Doesn't look like it. Nah. Yeah, I think we'll just leave it there. I don't think there's anybody really that I'd be sure to raid. So yeah, leave it at that. I'll pay the prediction if I haven't as well. Which it has been paid, so we're good. Yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Catch you really soon. I think, yeah, next match is myself and Ashton, which is taking place 8 o'clock CET, so we'll catch you then. Just keep an eye on the chats for who is casting that